Here we are in gorgeous La Jolla, California. It's a beautiful day on the construction side of this home that we have had the privilege to be able to design. Our clients have bought this property with a home on site that needed to be demolished, and we've had the pleasure of being able to design this gorgeous, beautiful two-level home. So the process when the clients came to us to be able to design this home was really diving deep into what was important to this client. And they're really about family and getting the family together to celebrate and be together and have their holidays together and their weekends and be able to spend beautiful days like this together, enjoying each other's company and making memories. So keeping that in mind, it really was wanting to create a wide open floor plan, but also some warmth. We wanted to do a modern design, something that really was about materiality, really about those concrete and steel and woods, but we didn't want it to be too cold. So really this process has been trying to create layers within the design to get all of those really rich materials and then also soften it up with other textures, brighten and lighten it up in other ways. A lot of the decisions that were made for this house were really in treating the ocean as if it was like the star of the show. The art is the ocean and the art on the walls. So if you have this very neutral palette, you can really showcase art that's on the wall, which art is really important to this client. And you could really showcase the color, the blue of the ocean. And so the house is really just the host, or it's the museum, or it's the art gallery for these different really emotional things that the eye is being drawn to. So a home like this in a coastal city is not a short process. You know, California, where this project is, has a very extensive process in terms of being able to build a home within the ocean views. So there was an extensive building department process, zoning process, neighborhood meetings. We really wanted to honor the views that the neighbors had. And in fact, this home is lower than the home that was there existing. We probably could have gone 20 feet taller by code. We were allowed to, but we really did want to be a good neighbor. And also we didn't feel like it was necessary to create this kind of monstrous home. From the street, it's a very quiet, not showy kind of design. It's very restrained. It has very simple forms, but they're rich. They're rich in materials, right? We're using those materials of woods and the concretes and the steel to create the drama in a very, you know, not show-offy kind of way, but humble way, and in a kind of rich in terms of like earthiness. And also that allowed us to not have this kind of piece of architecture that was modern, but then didn't, you know, fit into the context of the neighborhood. So very extensive process, getting through permitting and neighborhood communities and zoning process. Now the design process itself, working with the clients, really was about diving into what all the opportunities that we had here and also what was important to the clients. And you know, this is a couple who has raised their kids, they're a very tight-knit family, and so really creating those spaces to accommodate a lot of different types of gathering for family and friends was really at the heart of this home. We got to create all of the site. Really important element of this home, it is a tight lot, is having this pool kind of hug, if you will, this great room. So it's wrapping on the L, you know, L of the corner of the house, and that just allows you to open up every single pocket door. Every door in this west facade is a pocket door, so you could literally open indoor, outdoor to this home on nice days like today and really get to experience nature breeze coming in through your home and cooling it off. So that was a really important feature. Also, we are facing the west, and so we have this large 12-foot cantilever that is hovering over this house, and it's been interesting during construction to be able to study how the sun is coming in off of this west side, and it's really protecting it from that glaring sun on the west coast and feels quite comfortable. So they will be able to stand back in their kitchen with their huge double islands and not be blinded by the glare. We all understand like that intense west sun glaring into it. So it really is maximizing the view while protecting the home and not having that heat gain come in and not having that intensive glare coming in. So those were all really important elements to balance, you know, you got the view and also the hottest part of the house. And so I think we've been pretty successful at that. And then of course we've had the pleasure of not only designing the exterior of it and setting that kind of like raw materials for that exterior, but then being able to come inside and design all the interiors as well, and be involved in the landscape design. And then now during construction, we're out here every other week walking the site with a contractor who, you know, is just a really incredible builder, and it's just really a lot of fun to work with them because they care so much about executing the design that we've done. Putting so much care and so much love into these details, and in constant communication with us is really rewarding, I think, for everybody, and gives us confidence that the client's really going to get that home that we've spent, you know, X amount of years designing and getting permitting and now in construction on it. So it's really, really rewarding seeing this come to fruition. It's you know, one of our favorite parts of the project, and just really getting to work hand in hand with the contractors and subcontractors out here.
My name's Dan Magalotti. My job's superintendent of this house. When Amy comes into town, I usually have a list of little questions here and there about details throughout the project, and we just go through and iron out and make sure everything's perfect, just like her drawings and her Reddit drawing. I like the way the pool is right connected to the house. You open up the doors, you can just jump right in the pool. I think that's really neat. Another neat feature is all the doors are push button. You push a button and they'll slide open. I like Amy's got a lot of steel detail in the house that I think is really going to look cool. And of course the concrete is going to be crazy. We've got some fancy form liner concrete on the front of the house and wrapped around the garage that should look really awesome when it's done too. At this point, I feel like we're like friends at this point. I mean, if I have a problem, I call her. If I have a question, I call her. If it's not a 911, I email her. Yeah, we just kind of go through every couple of weeks. We get together and I have a list and we work through it and make sure everything's her vision and it's going to look beautiful.
I mean, I think what's so fun about when you get to that construction phase, you've been working on a house. I mean, it's different for every home, right? It's a year plus that maybe you've been working on it for permits. Something like this, it's been several years of getting through permitting and all of that. And so what's exciting about this is that all of these ideas and things that you have created and you've worked really close alongside with a client, they walk in the home now, right? And you're starting to see the wood ceilings go up, the tile on the entry go up, bathroom tile go up, things starting to get drywalled, and they no longer have to look at a 3D rendering of what it's going to look like. They're getting that affirmation like, okay, yes, and you get to see the, I love it. And of course, you know that what you're showing them in these 3D renderings is really exactly what they're gonna get. But until they see it with their own eyes, that's the big like, oh my gosh, yes, I love it. And that's the cool part, right? You do this, you're fulfilling somebody's dreams, right? I say I'm really a dream maker because my job is to fill a dream of somebody. Hardworking people that have worked their whole lives to be able to have this retirement home or whatever it is for these people, and to get to finally see that joy. It's a lot of work to get to this point, but this is where you start to see the joy.